This is Scene Notes. Taste, standards, and the decisions no one sees.
Okay. So you've been in a room full of really expensive things, surrounded by all of this stuff.
Yes, we all have, I think.
And you felt absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then you've been somewhere completely simple and just felt everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's resonated with you, right?
I've had that experience, yes.
That gap, that variance between one and the other is what we want to talk about today.
Okay.
Right? Because expensive is a price and luxury is an experience.
Total.
Right?
1,000%.
So really, luxury has nothing to do with price. That
Totally. But media
is what it is, what we want to discuss today.
Correct.
Because it never did.
Right. Agreed. But marketing has taken us right to luxury is expensive and it's not attainable, I think, is another brilliant marketing strategy.
Yeah, that's true.
We have to, we can't attain it. So for me, this resonates a lot in my business, right? So what I do for a living, I deal with, I've tried to create a brand that is luxury, high end, right? Mm-hmm. And if I had to break down what those mean to me, right? Luxury is totally an experience. And it has nothing to do with cost for me. Luxury can be meditating and really connecting to self. For me, that's the ultimate luxury, right? To be able to have the time and the mindset to do that, the awareness. And then high end for me, and this is from the business New Yorker mindset, that for me, high end is a standard in my business, a standard in the sense of quality workmanship, artistry, right? Bringing in the best tradesmen, using the best materials. And I'm talking from my home design background, right? Right. So creating high-end is service, the utmost service. I think, and you definitely relate to that in your business as well. So for me, those are all high-end standards that do unfortunately have a higher price because we're putting more effort into these things, into the materials, into the service, into the tradesmanship and the labor, etc. Right? Okay. So for me, when I say high end, it doesn't necessarily mean to be luxury, even though we really associate luxury with high end. For me, high end is a standard that I have tried to maintain and keep up in my business. Right? Separate from luxury. I think luxurious and luxury can be anything that I'm emotionally connecting to. Right. It's a mindset. Right. Anything. It could be, I know, again, marketing's telling us that it's LV and it's Hermes and, well, it is kind of Hermes, but. Well, because in Hermes, you have the workmanship. Correct. And you have the detail. Right. And you have the human element that is building that standard or maintaining that standard that actually makes that a luxury piece. It is that. You see it. It's palpable. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. So yes, I think they're, again, differentiating for me, luxury is a mindset. I can equate it to almost anything that I do. Right. So luxury is a state of mind for me. And then high end for me means a standard that I strive to be able to give in my business. So that's the differentiator for me. Okay. I completely see that. Because as we do here in Scene Notes, we're always stressing the luxury in things. And really, when you break it all down, we are essentially talking about experience, about what that connection is, where the emotions are in that experience, right? Because,
I mean, I could say it with food. I've always been a very big food person. I was in that industry for a very, very long time, and I was very lucky to experience great food. I've done it in many different parts of the world. I always try to hit, if there's one of the top 50 world restaurants, whatever city I go into, I'm going to go. And there have been times where those experiences have not been exactly what I imagined them to be.
Didn't meet your expectation.
No. And, we're talking astronomical pricing on some of those things.
Yeah.
Where like, people are like, did you spend that much money and you spend 4 hours doing this? Well, those 4 hours and who you share that dinner with is the luxury.
Of course.
It's not only about the food or any
the experience,
of those things.
to be able to have that experience in life, right? Yeah, great. I get it. Yeah.
So it is about that. And you can go to like super expensive and ultra costly hotels that leave something to be desired. But I think that one of the things that you touched on, talking about high end versus luxury, right, is the attention to detail.
1,000%.
And I think that everything does relate to that. Eventually, in the long run. Like we talked about in our last episode of being in the moment, when you are able to be where you are at the moment and not thinking about what's coming and not looking at what's next or any of those things, you're able to really see the detail in things. You're able to really, really focus on those things.
You can appreciate it and you're focusing the mind on it. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So, one of the things that always made me very successful in the businesses that I've been in before is being able to connect that detailed experience to my clients and give them that. Whatever that may be, whether it's, when I was in fashion, I remember clients that I would say, well, 3 seasons ago, we did X, Y, and Z. And they're like, I don't even remember that. How do you remember? Because when I'm with my clients, I am with them. I want to give them that luxury experience.
I was just going to say, you are creating the luxury experience by paying attention to the details, by servicing them, which I relate to that high-end experience.
Exactly.
Because that's the high end for me. So exactly. Yeah.
But, I don't even remember how this came up the other day, and I shared it with you. The fact that I believe that what is high end for one person is not for another. And what do I mean by that? And the example that I used was a bubble bath is a luxury experience to somebody, where the flying private is the luxury experience for another. And it doesn't mean that it is out of your budget. I mean that the person who enjoys and finds the bubble bath a luxurious experience can be the same person that can afford the private flight, but that they derive more joy in that moment of luxuriating in a bath.
1,000%.
Right? So it's not about ticket price. It's about relating to the experience that you're having at that moment.
So it's a mindset. I mean, your version of luxury and high end and mine can be completely separate, and our viewers and listeners completely separate. Right?
Absolutely.
So it's a mindset. All we're talking about here, really.
It's a personal set. I mean, and here we go. It's the thread that runs through everything that we do, Seam Notes. It's that personal experience with the you within.
Correct. Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
It's how does your soul, your spirit identify, relate to this moment and this experience?
If from a Buddhist perspective, it's all of that, right? simplified, the mind is projecting consciousness.
Within, we're talking about the heart, the inner part. Mm-hmm.
We've all had an experience where we've been in a great hotel and you're agitated.
Right. Absolutely.
It's raining.
Absolutely.
The pool's closed. The view is not the best. And the whole experience
changes. And you're spending thousands of dollars a night to be in this space that you want to, or your expectation, and it is an expectation because of a ticket price, right?
Correct.
Your expectation is to be pampered and be luxuriated. I know we keep repeating the same word, but it's that. And then when it doesn't meet that, then what happens?
But does that truly mean that the experience wasn't luxurious and wasn't high end?
No.
Or was it your mindset that needs to shift to really see that, hey, we're in a great moment. We're still in this gorgeous property, or you're at this great meal, or you're sitting with your kids and having a bonding moment. And you're going to put all the chatter in the head and put it over there and really enjoy and turn that mindset into something deep and meaningful.
Right.
So what needs to change here? The thing or the mindset?
Well, I completely agree. But I was going to give an example of, or I think that this is a really interesting thought also. So we love our things, our items, our luxury items. And I'm going to say that a pair of Louboutin shoes is a luxury item, right? So you
gotta love a red bottom.
Yeah, those red bottoms are fantastic. And I mean, I love mine. I feel good in mine. They're comfortable for me.
Oh, really? Okay.
They're extremely comfortable. The ones that I have.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's exactly where I'm going with this. Because there's this aspirational thing about having that luxury item and wanting to have that luxury experience with this item that has the ticket price that gives you or is supposed to give you that experience.
Correct. Because you're striving for it.
Right. And people complain about the Louboutins on a regular basis because everybody's feet are different and not all Louboutins are made to fit
all people.
the same type of foot.
Yeah, correct.
So go to Jimmy Choo. That might fit you better. Go to, you want to have those luxury experiences, right? Yeah. Go to Blahnik. Go to Chanel. Go to something that actually fits your foot so you can have that luxury experience. Because if you're going to go put on a pair of red bottoms that you paid an arm and a leg for, depending if that's chump change or an arm and a leg for you, whatever. It's all perspective.
It's all perspective.
But we're talking about a label. At this point, we're relating the high end and the price and the luxury in this example. And you're going to go and you're going to buy those because they are the thing. And then you're going to put them on and you can't even walk a block. How is that luxury?
It's not at all. Right? Because from my perspective, equate luxury to feeling good, right? To create, again, the thing is not creating that. The Louboutin, even if they fit perfectly or not, they are not creating that. You are creating an experience. The mind is when you put them on. Right? So the way they make you feel, right? There's no feeling intrinsically coming from the shoe into the body. The body's creating.
But if you're walking around and you're comfortable and you're feeling fine because your feet do not hurt you in any way, shape, or form, you're having a good experience in that shoe.
For sure.
Whatever that shoe is. Right? So
Agreed.
The fact that it's a Louboutin, that now you're having an expensive experience, but it doesn't necessarily make it any better.
It doesn't make it more luxurious.
Exactly. Because it is expensive. It doesn't.
Correct. Right. Expensive does not equate luxury.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So we can have a luxurious experience sitting on a mountaintop, sitting with our kid, having ice, whatever it may be for you.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Or going and spending a bunch of money, which is what marketing has created is the luxury. Right?
Exactly.
Right? No, agreed. But what I was going to say is we grasp at these things, guys. The Louboutins and the Chanel and the Hermes and the title and the home and the travel and the plane and all of the stuff, right? We're grasping at what we think the luxury is. But when we really get down to it, none of those things matter. It is the experience we have inside with self first, and then interacting with other or nature, right? Like when I think of the ultimate luxury for me, it's sitting in nature and meditating and connecting to the universe.
And it's really not to say in any way, shape, or form that any of those things don't have value.
Any of what things?
Any of the labels.
Yeah, of course. If they're making you happy temporarily.
We're not negating that in any way, shape, or form.
But they're temporary hits of happiness. Temporary.
Are you calling them temporary because they're the moment you acquire, it gives you that little...
It's a happiness hit.
If it is, and then it becomes part of your everydayness? Is that what you mean?
All just happiness hits. We go through life, not to get too heavy, searching for happiness hits.
Yeah, but we should find those every day.
We do find them every day, but they're happiness hits. They are not happiness. They're hits of happiness.
No.
Right. Correct.
No. Okay, I see what you're saying now.
Being very distinctive, right? That all of the outer externals, true happiness lies inside, not in any external, right? Yes, enjoy them. God knows I do.
Exactly. That's where I was going.
I love them all. But as I'm getting older and as I'm getting more studied and as I'm being aware with the mind, none of it's providing happiness.
No.
And I'm off to the next thing. You have this and you bought that, or you went here.
And then
it's
they're
the
just
next
frills, and that they just become a part of what you like and the tactile experience, all of these things. I mean, they all have great value to them if they make sense for you and your life. Otherwise, they have none whatsoever.
Correct. Without us putting the label happiness on those things.
Correct.
The happiness is not coming from that. We are putting the label of happiness on all of it.
Correct.
We're putting the label of luxury on something, of expensive, etc.
Equating one with the other when it has nothing to do with one another.
Period.
Right.
It is all perception. Right. It's where our mind is at and what we perceive.
So can you recall a time where you've spent a buttload of money on something and then you just go...
The last 40 years. Of course, I cannot tell you how many times I've spent a lot of money, my version of a lot of money, on entertaining, and I love to entertain, right? But it can be very expensive, especially in New York City, right?
Absolutely.
And I've had great experiences because I love intermingling with people and bringing people together and having that. But I've had some instances where I brought some people together and it didn't really kind of work out, and we spent a lot of money. And I'm thinking, wow, I could have just not and really just meditated upstairs and had a better experience. Or bought something, and saying, wow, I really spent all that money on that thing. And now that thing no longer is supplying the happiness because it never did.
Right.
Because
you just put it on there as an expectation.
Correct.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
If we think about that, right? If we think about it being about the experience and luxury being that, it has to have an emotional connection. If there's no emotional connection, then you're not having a luxurious experience.
And again, that's mindset. So, I'm a big emotion guy, and I believe that we have to connect emotionally to everything, right? But I never equated luxury to an emotional experience.
Okay, I'm gonna take it to a different place here. Okay.
Left turn.
Yeah. So I don't have very many childhood memories because I emotionally disconnected to my childhood.
Yeah.
Right?
Understood.
Because as I've expressed before, I was either in a space of love or I was in a space of fear. And I spent so much time in that space of fear that I have no memories of that. I have memories of hiding in the closet. I have memories of the bad experience, but I don't have memories of anything that's attached or anything anywhere near close to that part. Right? On the other side, the memories that I do have are the memories of those love experiences because I was emotionally connected to those moments and that experience with that individual that was a part of my life at that moment.
Yeah.
Right?
I got it.
And so I think that...
Is that a luxury?
Absolutely.
Is that high end?
Absolutely. High end, I know you're differentiating high end from luxury by detail and all of those things. But I think that because of the way that it was expressed at the moment from this particular experience, yes, it was high end because there was always something learning and there was something detailed. There was always something significant to all of those experiences, right? But what I'm trying to convey is that I firmly believe that in order for you to be able to create a memory, to be able to create something that does feel luxurious, you have to have an emotional connection.
A positive emotional connection.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to erase that from your memory, or you're going to put it so back there, so far back in those archives of your mind that you can't, you can't get to that.
Agreed. I get it. So if we're saying that having an experience of luxury and it being a positive emotional experience can be equated to luxury in the sense that you were lucky enough to have the luxury of being able to tap into that, to be aware of that, to be in that time and space. Right. Has nothing to do with money, has nothing to do with status or label. It really has to do with having a positive emotional moment in time. Right?
You know,
I definitely see that as a luxury, of course.
I mean, if you recall, I talked about being in Mexico a couple of episodes ago, and I'm going to go back to that same Mexico experience. It was a holiday. It was December, and we were doing Christmas and New Year's there. And I remember being in that area of Mexico City, you know, the pink zone where, you know, everything is luxury stuff. And us going around and shopping. And of course, we'll go back to shoes, you know, going into some of those fabulous shoe stores and trying on the shoes and buying the shoes and the whole experience. It was a luxury experience financially, and it was a luxury experience emotionally because I was there. I was connected. I was connected to my father, having this experience with him. It was beautiful. It was all of that. And that was part of living in luxury at that moment.
When you were telling the story, and I totally agree. For one, I love Mexico City. One of my dearest friends in the world.
We keep saying that.
And what a food scene. Wow. Love it. But
number one is still there.
What I found in your story and as well in your experience is that, and me being in Mexico City and having that experience, the people, there's I thought the people were kinder, more emotionally connected to you, whether you were in a restaurant, whether you were in a shopping area. There is definitely a luxury in that because the service end of things, they're bringing a more loving, kind, compassionate attitude toward you as a human being. We are absorbing that in a positive way, hopefully. And then that turns into this wonderful experience, which is a luxury.
And their expertise is giving a high-end experience, as you referred to earlier, right? The attention to detail that they pay to the things that they do. Because tourism and those things are such a high value of their economy that they focus very much on giving that. It becomes genuine because that is what they strive to do.
Absolutely.
And so then you have an even better experience from that.
And the mind, we've all had these experiences where we've been in some sort of service environment. You're in a restaurant, a store, whatever it may be, right? Someone's serving you a coffee. And when someone is, at least for me, but I think we can all maybe agree, you have a barista giving you a coffee and they are being kind and compassionate with you. You just had a wonderful experience and you just received this coffee from this other living being who was kind and compassionate towards you. It changed the whole thing. The mindset changed completely. You could have walked into, I do sometimes, I'm in a hurry, New Yorker, go up the street, little French joint, I get my coffee, which I haven't had in 6-8 months. And I'll be in this rushed attitude early in the morning. And I see somebody, they have a massive smile on it. I know the girl up the street and we chat for a second and I walk out of there feeling like $1 million. I had a luxurious experience and it was mainly because she was kind to me and she noticed me and do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's really just a mind shift, guys. We can turn anything into a luxurious experience, right?
Exactly.
Because we're lucky enough and blessed enough to have that experience, which makes it luxurious for one, with anything, right? We can turn this experience we're having with you now into this luxury experience in the sense of we're being genuine and kind and loving towards each other, right? Which I think the world has unfortunately moved further and further and further away from.
I mean, look, our concept behind Seam Notes is a luxury concept. Why is it a luxury concept? Because what we want to do with this is be able to give to people the knowledge or the understanding that we all go through life having these experiences.
Correct.
The positive, the negatives, the tumultuous ones, the confused ones, the sad ones, the joyful ones, all of those. And that no matter who we are and where we are, we all have to go through them.
Correct.
And by us sharing this with our audience, what we're doing is letting them know that they're not alone.
Correct.
And so
that we're not so different. With all the differences, we're not different. We all have the same experience.
Exactly. No matter what the experience is.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's also about growth, right? I mean, every experience, I've said it before. I will continue to say it. I do not believe in regrets. I don't believe in regrets because everything is a learning experience. Even if I have to go through it over and over and over and over again before I learn the lesson, there is something is growing as I'm going through those experiences, whether I'm learning the lesson or not. There is a sense of growth. There is something that happens. So regrets are a waste of time. Thank you, James. So we like to give a closing statement every week. So this week, notice one place where you chose expensive versus luxury. And then ask yourself what the luxury version of that would look like.
Correct.
If you're enjoying our content, please like and follow us on Apple Podcasts. It just takes a few seconds to do.
Subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, all of those things.
Exactly. We're on all the channels. You can find us at Seam Notes on Instagram and at Seam Notes Podcasts on TikTok. Until next time.
This is Seam Notes, luxury from the inside out.